Dumelang Tabala, hello and welcome back to the SL Cabinet. My name is Gwena Mashale, your host, and I'm joined by my colleague Nandine Tini.
Hi guys.
So guys, we're back and we're fresh again. Unfortunately, Herman Molloy is at the Madlanga Commission, but for those updates, keep up with him on Sowetan. So, new week, but still the same energy. Let's dive right in. As I said earlier, Madlanga Commission, there's been a lot, guys, and honestly, we can sit here and unpack all of it, but we'll focus on the latest details. So what's up today is the fact that Ekurhuleni Metro Police Chief Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi had practically been given Vusumuzi Ket Matlala a free pass in regards to security vehicles. This came out by, according to former Ekurhuleni employee Xolani. Thank you, Xolani Ncisa. Oh, I said it great. Great. So he basically said that Mkhwanazi allegedly used signed letters on behalf of the city to employ employees working for Matlala. And the shocking part is essentially that whenever Matlala is with his security vehicles and he's on the road, he basically anytime he's stopped, he can just say, no, I have these letters. I can just go. You don't have to stop me. He has this authority because of these letters that were given by Mkhwanazi. So let's just take a look at that clip.
The vehicle BMW is now on the system in a Ekurhuleni asset. If that had been done, and we were to accept that a donation had occurred, the process of deregistration raises even another problem. Because now you look at a municipal asset. There's a process that must go, we must now invoke in order to dispose of a municipal asset.
So, diving deeper into this, you get the essence of not only was there an abuse of power by Mkhwanazi, it's the fact that there was a time where they were investigating him, and the city was investigating him essentially, and it was a debate of whether or not they should suspend him, and they did an investigation, an internal audit, and all of that, and they didn't actually end up suspending him. He only gets suspended later on, and by later on I mean literally Tuesday, yeah. This is after all of this has come out. This is after Mkhwanazi came out and actually to say that, man, there's another person in Ekurhuleni who's doing all of this. But like I said, abuse of power and the lengths, guys, and the stretch that Matlala has.
Yeah, I think Vusumuzi Ket Matlala was, I mean, if I'm just gonna put it like this: he's getting all this power and the will to do this because he knows that he's backed up. I mean, no one who is alone would be able to do all of these things without having that encouragement or that mindset, which I can do it, and no one is gonna report me, because the people that are gonna report me too are the ones that are actually helping me to do all of this thing.
Exactly.
So it's just how, like you're saying, the abuse of power in South Africa, it's very bad, and it's sad how everything is just unfolding. And we were speaking yesterday. We were talking with our editor Ubuntu and Janet, and Ubuntu said on that part that most of the cases would go unnoticed. The rapists, the murderers, because in Madlanga it looks like now we are weighing one matter over the other. So the one who is accused of sexual assault, we are putting them aside. Now we're focusing on this one who's been giving Vusumuzi the free passes. So a lot of cases might just go under the carpet, unnoticed, and it's...
I mean, you raise quite a good point, but I feel like we need to also look at it at a bigger scale, though. I mean, the teams at the Madlanga, they have already investigating officers again who are handling those cases. I mean, those are the witness ABC who were there. So they are handling those cases, and that is the political task team. I think it's just a matter of not to say that some cases will be unnoticed. I think it's just that right now there's a lot of focus on this political task team, whereas essentially Mkhwanazi just wanted his team, and if Mkhunu had not sent that letter of disbandment, all of this would have been,
And had they listened to Kwana
and given him his tea,
exactly,
we would be all right. You know, we'd be chilling. Obviously, would they still be corruption?
but we don't
Because
listen.
huge
South
corruption.
Africa never listens.
That's true. That is very much true. But I think just to think that, you know, like when you look at roadblocks in South Africa, roadblocks, wow, are mostly focused on making sure that drugs and criminals and stuff like that are basically taken off the streets, like putting aside the crooked cops who are trying to get money from the roadblocks. But when you now think of Ovusumuzi having a free pass, in a sense of when he gets to a roadblock, but we want to set your boot, he says, who, on which authority? I have a letter. And then it's like, it really, really sucks, man, because it's like you really have your hooks within the system. I mean, to the point where you even go to the former police minister to tell Bekitele that I need assistance in speaking to Ukumalo.
It's connections, knowing people, and it's said that the people that he knows are the people that we think are supposed to be protecting us and providing the laws and everything. But it shows. It basically shows how South Africa works. It's how we work.
And it's
our
devastating.
The law enforcement in our country sucks.
Yeah. I think sucks is the great way to put it. Okay, guys, we're moving on. We have, again, Matlala in court. So Matlala, as well as his associates, one of them being his wife, Tsakani Matlala, were in court on Monday, and they were there basically to centralize their dockets. And his docket, as well as his wife, as well as Floyd Mabusela, as well as Musa Kekana and Ntabiseng Zama, they were centralized, and it's going to the High Court in January. However, the case of Katiso Molefe, Mabusela, as well as Kekana, has been kind of put on hold because the MPA is still waiting for the signature for the signatures on one of the senator centralization dockets, but also because another co-accused again was not in court. So, to give everybody context, Katiso Molefe as well as his associates are being charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder. This is linked to the Vernieren killing, Armand Swart. And in this case, you have Michael Puletau, the only person amongst these four people who have been released from prison and are not on bail, not released, sorry. On bail is Katiso Molefe. All the others are remanded in prison. However, this is the second time Michael Puletau has not appeared before the court. So the MPA says that they will be looking into the matter to understand why the correctional services failed once again to bring him to court. This is a clip where the judge was asking where Tau was.
We don't know. We don't know because it's in Pretoria or in Johannesburg.
Is he not here today? So we don't.
Snanandi.
Aye, Gwen. You know, when he said he's not coming to court, I think maybe he's running away.
Yeah.
Mara Mutona, he's
in prison, Nandi. He didn't get bail. I think that's the worst, but I think people are confused.
lawyer.
That's the worst part. We don't know. The lawyer was there.
And then what's the lawyer? Okay.
The lawyer was there, and he himself. Do you know what's funny? The judge is like, "Where is Michael Puletau?" Everybody's like, the lawyer is also. It was a funny scene because we're all looking for him. The like literally the judge says, "Where is he? He's not down in the cells." He's like, "No." They're like, and so it's a question
They
of.
should ask Vus.
Vusi is not in his case though.
But Mara, honestly, Gwena, where is he? I get it when you are inside. They get you and then you come to court and then they come pick you up. It's
So
that
that's what
whole
the MPA,
process.
that's why the MPA says that they're going to speak to the Department of Correctional Services to understand why once again this man is not in court. Because last time I get it, he faked sickness. Okay, he didn't fake. We didn't know if he was sick or not. He's sick. He can't come to court.
What if they beat him up?
Who beat him up?
I don't know. You know how
But then again, he is a former rogue cop. He turned rogue, Nandi. Oh, so sorry, I just forgot to mention that. He turned rogue. And so yeah, he's a former rogue cop in prison. I don't know if that works the same way as in movies where you get beat up if you're a police officer in prison. We don't know that. But essentially, yeah, that's the update we're gonna give you guys for now. But right now, that case is being put on hold. They're going back in December 3rd for once again the centralization, and also for the fact that Pule was not in court the previous session on Monday. So we'll give you an update on that one, guys. But speaking of courts, I think this is a long time coming. Everybody's so happy about this. The extradition process of the Indemande brothers, Siyabonga as well as Malusi, has finally been completed, and they landed at the King Shaka International Airport on Tuesday.
Yes.
So the brothers are linked to the murders of Keenan, aka Forbes, as well as Debello Tibbs Mutswane. And they were murdered 2023. They were shot, and one of the brothers is linked to actually be the one who pulls the trigger. And I think this is a long time coming. I mean, let's take a listen to what the KZN Police Commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, had to say when he was at the airport himself.
Yeah, well, I don't want to sound political, but we've been preaching this all the time, that the cost of taking someone through the justice system is that expensive in relation to what we spend on a victim. As you can imagine, the court directs that human rights must be present when these people are moved, so that they can ensure their safety, that their human rights are protected. So we had to make provisions for that when we were moving them. The aircraft that we're using is a police aircraft. We acquire such resources for operations of this nature. It might be seen as if it's a jet for luxury use, but we've seen it today. That's not for luxury use. That's an operational aircraft for operations like this. So we had to use that. The cost of flying the jet from Pretoria to Eswatini, pick them up and come back here, it's that much. But because of also the threat associated with the two that we brought in, these are amongst them the actual shooter of the famous musician. So you can imagine there are many people that might not want them alive in order to try and kill the case. So we had to deploy every possible means to make sure that they arrive here safe so they can appear before court.
So he says that it was a long time process. It was a process, obviously. They put in the request with the Eswatini government to have the brothers extradited. This is after obviously the brothers ran away to Eswatini. And he says that they were also working with the MPA, the Department of International Relations, to just kind of make sure that these people are brought back. But it's been a process because at the beginning, the Eswatini government was actually saying no. Nandi?
I just hope they wrap this up as quickly as possible. I mean, we are sitting with Senzo. Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
I just hope this one, and we find the masterminds. I mean, these guys didn't know AKA. These guys didn't know AKA that well. So I'm just praying that at least this one celebrity case, we nail it. We find out they get sentenced, and then they talk. We need them to talk. There are a lot of stories, Gwen, and there are a lot of stories. But all I'm just saying is that I just hope we get justice for AKA.
And his family,
and his daughter. And his daughter. I mean, if this thing is going to drag, I don't know how the family of Senzo is dealing with this. How is Cairo going to see this being televised, broadcasted, and seeing that, no, instead of going forward, we're going back every now and then. So I think... we need to do something. And Mkhwanazi have started, so police need to do their job. They need to prove us wrong.
Nandi Mkhwanazi is part of the police. You can't say Mkhwanazi has started.
All I'm saying is, Gwena, they should prove themselves.
It's the police. The police have
They
started.
need to prove
Okay,
themselves.
it's fine. It's fine. But the brothers are also expected to be joining 5 other suspects linked to the case. They are also facing other multiple charges besides the case of the AKA as well as Tebelo. But moving on, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have purple lights in the back, right? And
Country is turned purple.
we are very much focused, and I think it's a very big topic because it's been starting from Monday, not even Monday. Women for Change have been advocating for this for a long time, right? And the past few days, a lot has happened in the past week, and it's all under this theme of purple. To give context, Women for Change movement is mobilizing a national shutdown on the 21st of November. This is just a day before the G20. Remember, G20 is happening on the 22nd and the 23rd of November. So they're protesting against, obviously, gender-based violence. And this comes despite the fact that the government has rejected their call to declare GBV or GBVF, F is for femicide, to declare it a national disaster. And this has triggered a lot of issues. And we realize that this statement comes out after the Women for Change says that they've written to the National Disaster Management Center a few months ago about getting this declaration, and they're saying that they actually finally got an answer from the center. And when we read the center, I think Nandi and I were kind of puzzled. It was a matter because it really sounded like we regret to inform you. Unfortunately, we've been doing this for a long time, and they were like it was really a deflection letter. It was a matter of it's not us. It's not an us problem.
Yeah, it's not like we have been silent about this.
Yes.
We've raised these concerns, and it's not like we've been quiet as the country.
Exactly.
But we can't. It's not that deep. It's not that deep for it to be.
Yes, it really did sound like it's not that deep kind of letter. I mean, they used words of it cannot be declared as a disaster. It does, it sounds like it does not fall under the categories of a disaster. And they went on to justify it as the fact that there are initiatives that are on the ground that are working. Well, they are seeming to be working, and they're saying, and then at the end, do you know what I like about government officials? They like to wrap it up in a nice bow of, we understand, it is a difficult thing, but we can't tell. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's like it's a ridiculous response to think that women are constantly dying. Women are fearful. I mean, when you leave. I mean, this week, not even this week, this last week, I was studying on campus at Wits. We'll come back to that one. I was studying on campus at Wits, and my friend tells me, she's like, Gwena, tell me when you leave so that obviously I can follow you. And it's a thing of, you have to always have a safety precaution. You always have to make a safety initiative to tell someone, I'm leaving at this time. I'm doing this. I mean, I got on an Uber and I sent my sister. My sister's all the way in Korea. She's like, what are you doing outside at 2?
This time, yeah.
She's like, go home. I'm like, I am on my way home. But she's like, why were you outside until that time? So Wana can't even study. I can't even study.
It's very sad. It's very sad, Gwen. And to think that on Monday, I think it's a year after my little sister was also killed, and we found her. It's just So it's like everyone, there's someone that you know that has been assaulted, that has been murdered, that has been abused. It can be a them matter. And they can't treat it as something that's not a national disaster. South Africa is dying with GBV every day.
And then to have a government respond like that with a letter. Just wow. And then he adds at the end, he's like, if you want to continue guys, it's not funny, but it's ridiculous. He says, if you want to continue having the conversation, we can set up a meeting between myself as NMC, NMDC, as well as the GBV associates. We can have a conversation. Guys, do you know how many times conversations we've had as a country on this topic? But it's fine. Let's move on, right? We're still in the topic of Women for Change. While this triggers all of this, right? Then you have on campus, you hear campuses not even on campus, campuses across the country, talking about how they've either been the victims of rape or basically rape cases coming up. And you have one at Wits. A Wits student comes out on Twitter, to our understanding, and says that she was raped by a newly SRC elected member. And it was obviously blew up because I think a lot of the times then there were a lot of people who were protesting during that whole night. And mind you, it was raining. It was drizzling, but still. And everybody was on campus. I want us to show some of the clips from that Wits protest. And you can see the students are very angry and upset. And then you have the Wits school come out to say, we have tracked down the profile of the tweet that was made. And they say that when we spoke to the girl or the victim, she said that it was not her account. I want us to keep peace here. She said it was not her account, and I want you guys to follow me what I'm saying because it's a lot of information. Then they went on to say that although it was not her account, another SRC member has come forward to say that that girl was still raped by this man. I will not say the name of the person due to obviously legal things, as well as the fact that it's a journalist. As journalists, we're very much ethical to not say the names of the perpetrators until it's confirmed, and the person obviously until there's a case. But the SRC member has now been suspended until pending investigations, and it's a thing of there's allegedly a security tape of where this incident took place, as she was allegedly raped at a library on the campus. So the institute has very much been responsive. I mean, they tell us this right, like a couple of hours just early in the morning, right after the news broke out. And then you have also at NMU, Nelson Mandela University, students are also protesting there for the suicide of a rape victim as well, because she was also then forced to practically go back to, allegedly forced to go back to school and classes with the alleged perpetrator, despite reporting this person. So you have all of this bundled up into a 1 week. And then you also then have a political party, ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula, who comes out during an announcement, during a briefing, and I want us to listen to his clip first.
That issues that we are faced with will be resolved by us. So if you protest because you want the world to see that we have a challenge called GBV, at the end of the day, fine and good, but that must be resolved by us. Long after those leaders who are coming here will have left, and we must join the movement of GBV. Women for Change are calling for.
And when you listen, when you listen to what he says that it's all good and well to go and protest,
but let's wait until G20. So what's important? Get a G20.
Yeah.
I can continue.
Yeah. No, Nandi summarized it very well. He says it is all good and well to protest on the 21st of November, and he goes on to say that yes, obviously, if you want to make it known to the world that South Africa has a GBV, it's fine, it's all good and well. But although he doesn't put a but, he necessarily just says that, I mean, you're gonna tell those leaders, and what are those leaders gonna do? What are they gonna do? It sounds like that. It sounds like he's saying, yeah, okay, you're gonna tell these people, what are they gonna do? We still need to deal with it, Akere. So let us deal with it. And he says it is a very serious problem. It's a very serious problem, and we must also, as members of the ANC, we must not be scared to participate in that. Mara ish, you know. let's wait a little bit.
Anna, give us time. We're still fixing the inner city.
Like
For the G20, you must
yeah.
give us time, and
Give
then
us
we'll come and
time.
attend. And in the meantime, while they're saying we should give them time, 3 women were assaulted and 2 died just this week. So, South Africa.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's definitely a movie. It's definitely a film production that everybody should be watching. But yeah, guys, let's keep those purple lights on and let's remember what we're doing this for. I think some people think just changing your profile and doing all of these things, it's just for show. It's not for show. Some people do activism in the small things. Some people do activism in the big things. Your activism shouldn't diminish my activism, no matter how much it is. So let's all do activism together for the better good. Raskalwa good TikToking. Yeah. Let's moving on, right? On Monday, tragic one.
Yeah.
A shack fire broke out in Steve Biko informal settlement in Etwatwa, Ekurhuleni, which killed 5 members of one family. And from those 5 members, only one teenager survived. I wanted to take a look at that clip as well. Nandi, you were on the ground reporting. Just tell us what the firefighters said to you. What did you say when you got there?
So when we got there, it was finished. The shack was done. And I think the sad part for me was this 19-year-old teenager. You know, you expect people to cry, to show, which, oh my God, I lost. He was not crying. And on my side, I'm saying the day when he sits down and realizes what he has lost, because he was busy trying to get what he can find, his ID, his father's car engines and all of that, just trying to get things from that rubble. And it was so sad when a community member actually said that we've been telling him, don't go there, we'll look for it. Mara ore I want to go and search for these things. He was working so hard. It's like he was trying to not focus on what is currently happening, and losing a father, a mother, a sister. Because what the neighbors told us is that the mother and the father were found hugging each other, and their little toddler who was 1 year, 3 months in between them. So it looks like maybe they've we've given up. There's nothing else we can do. And the other sad part was that the mother's last words were calling out for the little sister, the 16-year-old who was in another room with 11-year-old. It was just like Thuli, silent. And that was it. And also, I think also what triggered me mostly is that Thuli, the one who was being called by the mother, was the one who made sure that the neighbor was the one who shouted first, asking for help from inside. And the neighbor came from an opposite to come and try and help Thuli. But how they were found by the door and saying that Thuli was the one doing the heavy lifting, trying to open the door, but it looked like it was locked. It was just a traumatic experience for her before she died. I don't know, it's maybe at least if she maybe inhaled smoke and that was it.
Yeah.
But trying to get out of that place, it's very tragic. And hearing your mother's voice for the last time for this 19-year-old and my sister asking for help and me not coming inside and helping, it's gonna taint him for the rest of his life. Yeah. It's very painful. It's
the way okay, you're describing it very, very difficult. I like, from your description itself, it sounds like a very horrific scene. And I think when Herman was it Herman who sent the briefing? The announcement itself. I looked at it and I was like, this one's going to be a difficult one. Because I remember something of a sort like that in Ekurhuleni as well. But that was because of Amazama. And they had essentially blown up the area, and the family was also trapped in that sense, and they could not be assisted. So, what did the firefighters say? What exactly started?
They're not sure as to what started the fire, but the neighbors, because the father is a mechanic, they say that maybe it could have been the issue of electricity because they don't have electricity. But what worsened the fire could be the petrol bottles in the house, the engines, the car parts. Because they said they tried to do their best to extinguish the fire, but it kept on exploding. So it's...
Yeah. Shame. We really hope that he gets the psychology that he needs, because I think he's definitely going to need it after that, especially like he's describing when he sits down, because he sounds like he was definitely trying to get out of the mindset of the fact that he lost.
And everyone was
everything.
there, and everyone was in his case. Are you okay? We're going to offer you counseling. And the fact that they are going to rebuild the house...
Guys, no.
Not in that
part I
place.
don't want.
Not
I
in
would
that
not want
place.
that.
No, not in
Imagine
that.
going to live in the same place. That no, it's a very traumatic thing.
Sure.
But wow, guys. Moving on from a very difficult topic. Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana has announced a new inflation target of 3%, replacing the previous 3 to 16% range. And this basically means that the Reserve Bank will aim to keep inflation between 2% and 4%, helping stabilize prices and reduce a lot of uncertainties. Let's take a let's take a look at that clip.
Today, I announce a new inflation target for South Africa of 3% with a 1% point tolerance band. This decision follows agreement between the governor of the South African Reserve Bank and my consultation with the President and Cabinet. The 1 percentage point band provides flexibility to accommodate unexpected inflationary shocks. This new target immediately replaces the previous target range between 3 and 6% and will be implemented over the next 2 years.
So this shift comes after the Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago's long-standing push for tighter inflation target, saying that the 3 to 6% was very, very vague and broad. And so he says that this aligns with his vision of greater price stability and global competitiveness. But obviously this means for us as South Africans, it doesn't really mean that we're going to get the impact that we need now. It's a long-term standing thing. We're only going to start seeing the difference in 2027, most likely. And we'll start seeing it in regards to our foods, kind of stabilizing, not the rapid increases of bread from 17 rand to 20 all of a sudden over a day. Not that, but you'll be seeing gradual increases here and there, gradual decreases. It really, really does help the economy in regards to that. But it's a question of, can they be able to maintain it and also stabilize it, right? But I think it's good. I would like to think it's good. From the way the critics and the economists, even your politicians at the MP they were happy about it. So it seems as if it's a good thing for everybody all round. Nandi, what do you think?
Gwena, I just hope we are all able to afford the things that we need sometime in life. Gwena, that's the only thing. Gwena,
What do you mean?
No, I mean, we just all being able to afford the things that we need. I think for the poorest to the middle class to everyone, just be able to get what you need and still get healthy stuff from all of that thing. Food is expensive.
It is definitely expensive.
It's expensive, and people are stuck on the salary, where else the food is going
Not
up.
even the food, Nandi, the electricity itself.
The electricity itself.
Electricity.
Those who pay for electricity, I'm really sorry for you guys.
Yeah, Nandi's from Soweto, guys.
Don't
If you don't know,
Gwena, don't.
Nandi's from Soweto. Soweto people don't pay for electricity.
Who said that? Gwena, we
Ha le
pay for
patele motlakase.
we pay
Mara ke lona
electricity.
mathong ba matcha.
We never protest in
You are
Soweto.
the
Have
first
you
people
seen a
to march
protest
when
in
there's
Soweto?
an
Have you seen a
Eskom
protest there,
bombing.
electricity in Soweto?
No, la matcha shame. Le khona matcha.
We are very
for free
humble.
things la matcha. But anyway, don't worry. Nelson Mandela will promise it though. We give
Exactly.
him
How
that.
do you expect a person from Soweto to pay electricity
give him
when
that.
they are not working?
Nandi, are moving on. Okusalayo. The 3% target is a good
moving
thing.
to the right direction,
hopefully.
at least.
And hopefully it's very much implemented at a great pace. Anyway, guys, G20 is around the corner. I think, I can say I'm already starting to see the people. Hey? I must say, guys, you know how many city buses I've seen? The tourism bus. Ditleji.
You stay in Bram.
I stay in Bram, so obviously I'm seeing these people and they are packed, hey? Guys, why would you want to tour Johannesburg?
It looks good. They have trees now. Didn't you see that
trees?
we have trees in Joburg?
That's not funny. That's all for this week's news wrap. Remember that you can find our latest podcast, review, and subscribe for free on YouTube, as well as Simplecast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you choose to get your podcasts. You can also find us and follow us on all social media platforms at Sowetan. This podcast is a Times Live production, and our producer is AMPD Studios, as well as the lovely Demi Buzo, as well as Snazo, who's at our offices at the moment. But don't forget to take a listen to our other podcasts, Sunday Times Politics Weekly, Taking the Rhymes by the Horns, Business Day Spotlight, The Indigenous Corner with Gogo Zipo, as well as Deeply Rooted. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, from me, Nandi, and Herman at Madlanga Commission. Bye-bye.
Bye.